Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. The show will begin momentarily.
Yeah. Young Satoshi. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on a blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These records selling like they hotcakes. We go to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on a blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These records selling like they hotcakes. We going to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. My ETH costs more than your rent. I spend my life savings, get a 10. Dragons get the hottest coming next. Me and Joe Rose make a bet. All this shit seem new to me. Mix a blockchain with security. Keeping data safe is fluency. How could you not fuck with the company?
All right, welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky, the Dragonchain Update Show. This is episode 1x11a. It's a 0x11a. It's the 283rd episode. And let me verify this real quick. Let me verify. It's 11a. Is that the right, or is it just a misspelling? 1x11. Okay, 1x11. All right, that is right. Okay, so again, 283rd weekly episode. Reminder: nothing on the show's financial advice. And stay tuned after the updates for the weekly AMA and for the Dragonchain case update for the legal case with the SEC. So pay attention to that. First off, on Dragonchain updates, last week's distribution of the governance lot for the Dragonchain layer from this show was 1,706 lot. There were 2 questions for 426 lot each. The host received 426 lot, and Dragonchain received 427 lot. Next, we go to Den.Social updates. And let's see here. First off, there was no LCP this week because it was the 5th Tuesday of the month. That is in December. So, and that's the layer creation process. So that will resume Tuesday, January 7th. So pay attention to that. Be ready for it. I guess the next iteration is going to be the proposal of new layers, and we'll announce it next week. Also on DINDAO updates, as a reminder, they are currently still running in posts in the DINDAO layer. And you basically just go into the most recent post, ask questions, ask for meetings, comments, whatever else. That will very soon convert to a new weekly show that the Emperor, currently I Am for I Am, will host. And in that show, it'll effectively be a DINDAO meeting and whatever else comes up walking through DIN. So either way, go and do that. And then we move to World Blockchain Roundtable updates. In case you missed it, last week's episode was the real Satoshi Nakamoto reveals himself. Essentially, a lot of questions around, if so-and-so is in Satoshi or whatever else. It was a good show, good discussions, especially around Bitcoin and the forks and everything else and privacy. So if you get a chance, watch that. The more views it gets the first week, the more lot all the participants will get. And episode 189 will air today, and that is at 1100 Eastern in about 52 minutes and 1500 UTC. The topic is Bitcoin's birthday party, January 3rd. What do we celebrate? So you still have a chance to go in there and leave a question. It looks like we have 2 or 3 questions in there. So get in there and leave a question before the show, and you'll be able to get it on the air. Also, DRAKARIA updates. The gateway keys, we have for the end of the year, we basically held off new spaces, and we were going to, start up again, whatever we're going to do come January this month. But we're kind of getting close to, I don't want to say getting close to launch. We're at least in the test mode, and we're at least getting things started. So hopefully it'll get out this month. But in the meantime, know that you need to make sure to follow Dracaria World on X, and you need to pay attention to the announcements there and here that when we come to the end, we kind of expect we'll have a single show where we give away a whole bunch of the gateway keys. So make sure that you are paying attention. And there might be some things related to Dragonchain where we give away a gateway key to get more attention. So watch for that. And let's see here. I'm going to go over to today's post and Abteen, one bitey Abteen. And we're going to refresh live so that we get the latest in the questions. If you haven't gotten one in yet, you only have a couple of seconds to get it in. But after this, if it isn't covered already, I will cover some of the legal team updates, or I should say the case update for the Dragonchain case. So, okay, refreshing. And here we go. So, okay, first question. I am 4am with a picture. Look. Jojo, the Dragonchain account on Den is first. I am 4am is second, and I am third for the Super Happy Dragon Lucky, or I guess the lair ownership on the Dragonchain lair. Pretty cool. Some people mine Bitcoin and other crypto. Den offers individuals the opportunity to become social media miners. It's a really good way to put it. It's a unique opportunity for people to become owners in the platform. Lairs are topic categories. On Reddit, they would be called subreddits. You cannot become an owner of a subreddit and earn crypto on their platform. However, on Den, by posting and doing other things, you can be rewarded by the owners of the lair and tokens called LOT, lair ownership tokens. Question, Joe, would you like to comment on how mining LOT in a lair works, and how do you feel now that you are in third place as LOT holder in the Dragonchain lair? LOLC image. Okay, so and it should be noted that LCP layers are different than the Dragonchain layer and some of the other layers that are created through a manual process, or a process not related to the layer creation process, which is the way the community builds stuff. In the LCP, the layers are have a fixed quantity, a fixed amount of LOT NFTs created for governance. So it'll never change in those layers, given the number that were created in the LCP. So, however, World Blockchain Roundtable is probably the first example where we did this. That it was a non-LCP layer, so you could create more NFTs, governance NFTs for it. And what we did in the roundtable when we first created it is we designed it so that every episode, a certain amount of new LOT would be created and distributed based upon the people who were in that episode, on that episode, and having asked questions or participated in some way. And that would include the hosts on the panel and all the people who got questions in the thread answered, and also, like, say, the producer, whoever is working behind the scenes to start and stop and do all of the things necessary for the broadcast. So all of that is set up, and you'd have to look at the roundtable for the ratios that each how it is distributed. But this show is similar. We copied off of that after the fact. We had already been running this show for a while and hadn't had that concept before. So we copied it a little bit. It's not quite as tight because there's not, there isn't a panel and everything else. But however, the people that participate by asking questions like this get a lot every week, as you saw at the very first of the show, the update. And over time, it's interesting because, and I think roundtable is still the easiest to describe, that the amount of lot created is organic. On both shows, it is somewhat based, and roundtable is the easiest to understand. It's based upon the total number of views through the week, and only through the first week. After that, the number of views on that episode don't affect the lot any further, but that makes it an organic increase in the amount of lot and who has lot, who can participate in the governance. And the neat thing about it is it's an incentive for all of the panelists and all the people who ask questions to keep active, to keep engagement up, so they keep getting more lot over time as the amount of lot increases, so they can kind of hold their place. So as you can see, somehow, probably by making, probably the hack is that I Am for I Am has made, has placed questions and gotten featured posts. So you can kind of double up that way, because otherwise, with these rules, you only get one credit for every question per user. Even if you ask 4 questions, you only get rewarded once. But that said, it is super interesting because that organic increase can change. You might get a panelist on that makes the viewership go up reasonably higher than normal for a particular episode, and that episode's going to generate more lots. So it also incentivizes us to get people on who will generate more views, and to broadcast, like, say, to their own channels, to post on Twitter that, they are on the show and whatnot. So there's a bunch of really neat stuff there. I think it's awesome that someone has surpassed me, particularly the Emperor, for this layers lot, and it's a good thing in the end. So it's all good, and it's a super interesting concept. It has worked extremely well, and as we've said, some of the things that we're talking about for upcoming changes to Den relate directly to this, that there are some things that will use these same concepts with the new systems to cause people to do certain things that will hopefully increase adoption and profit for revenue profit for Den itself, Den.Social. So great question. I Am. And that's the only question. Is that the only question? It is. That's the only question. See, so this is a way to do it, right? The incentive would be to get more people on there. But let's see here. I forgot to say Happy New Year. That is a good, thank you very much. And let's see here. Now I move. There is no featured post. And since we didn't cover legal, I will give a quick update on the legal and on the case. So this is the case update. Essentially, we are working on the team, and it's been the end of the year, so it's been hard to get enough gatherings together to get through some of these issues entirely. But in the next week or so, we're going to have the foundation for the plan, right? Which one thing that's going to be important is that the plan will be flexible. That is, we're going to be wanting ideas that are reasonably easily executed. And when I say easily executed, it means measured in resources, time, and expense, right? So the cheaper, the faster, and the more effectiveness expected would be the way we would rank these. And we have a lot of ideas for components for different sub campaigns that would be going on inside of what we're trying to do here. Anything that helps us win the case in the end is what is most important. We are focusing on getting the word out at the beginning, right? How do we get more people to be aware of this and talking about it and referring to the arguments, legal, technical, commercial arguments, historical arguments. What has Dragonchain done? What is Dragonchain working on right now? What systems might be affected by this case? Den.Social, the World Blockchain Roundtable, this show, our other customers in Europe and in the US, and how all of that stuff weighs in, right? So part of that, we are going to establish possibly a couple of alternative communications channels. We're going to try to consolidate as much as we can on one. It might be Telegram. It might be a combination of Telegram for the quick stuff and for people who might be not as in community as people who might be on Den. We will probably make the Dragonchain layer the official communication channel. That is where announcements are made and people can ask questions and people can offer suggestion or comment or anything else, bring us new info. Tell us, if we haven't seen an article that was written, a place to post that. But it's also probably going to be open. We will probably open the Dragonchain Telegram chat if you want to. And I won't show you because I don't know what else it'll expose on the screen here. But I think it's Dragon Talk at Dragon Talk on, and I'll have to verify that. But on Telegram, and let me look here. It's Dragonchain Discussion is what it's called, and it is, yeah. The link is t.me/Dragon Talk, and it is right now announcements only. So only admins can post, and I think there are just a couple of us that can post right now. We're probably going to open it up. We are going to do an update if we do that to the Dragonchain community guidelines. If you remember from the old days, that there will be certain things that will get people instantly banned. There will be certain things that will be maybe on the softer side of rules, where you will be advised, and maybe you'll get a few strikes before you are banned if you keep doing stuff. But the main point is we're going to open that up so that a lot of the people who might come to us on Telegram will come in there. There is a chance we would open up in a couple of other platforms, although we want to limit it because we don't want the admin and moderation to take time. And because of that, we are going to be looking for trusted, reputable, professional moderators. Now I say professional, I say professional acting moderators. So if you want to do that, reach out to us on either DM on X, posting in the Dragonchain layer itself on Den, wherever it's most convenient, and you'll need to give us your in the very least, a Telegram handle so that we can, verify your creds and then also add you in. And I can't guarantee that we'll be able to give that to everyone, but we'll try to. What we want to do is try to cover the 24-hour time, and it can be. Ideally, we'll get a bunch of people that can kind of double up, so that you won't have to be in there all the time. But that'll be helpful because then we can open up the conversation and get things flowing a little more. And we will be, for example, some of the early things that we know we're doing are open letters, and that is, we're going to start with a base level that is relatively high level, probably similar to the preamble of the Dragonchain response to the SEC from 2022. If you go look that up, we're going to probably put out something that is at that level and that tries to get to the philosophical and high level understanding of the case and why it matters and who should be looking at it and so on. And we're probably going to get something set up so that people can sign that letter. If you're with us early, I don't know how we're going to post the signatures or if it'll just be the count. It'll probably be something extremely simple like a Google form or something else. But we're going to be doing that, and we will probably have every section. If you go back to, again, that 2022 letter is very comprehensive, though there are some things that need to be added to it to update it on, especially the legal arguments themselves, that there are new arguments that can be made that we didn't know back then, and or the case itself. There was not. How do I even say this? Some things have happened between then and now that have led to new arguments to be added. So we will probably be sending out new open letters. Hopefully it's something like weekly, and we will try to get those broadcasts so that, some of them will be interesting to some people. Others will be interesting to other people. Like say the legal arguments might not be interesting to a lot of people, whereas the adoption arguments might be really interesting to some people. And so we're going to be sending those out over time. Hopefully it's weekly. And we would we'll be sending them out and likely asking for feedback or, probably if you are in one of the channels where we are communicating, we will let it be known what the subject will be for each week so that you can help figure out who it can be distributed to, and maybe even set up a discussion with whoever it is that you are wanting to send this to prior, so that you can be working in advance to get those channels opened up for the people. And that could be people in various industries. It could be people in the media. It could be large follower influencers or creators on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, on TikTok, anywhere. So all of that stuff should work well, because then, if we can get enough people in the community involved, our combined network should be able to reach a lot. The whole 7 steps question. If I or Dragonchain is 7 steps away from the Pope, ideally we could get the Vatican to tweet about this, right? That type of thing. So one way or another, that's what's coming. So we do need volunteers, and I see, hey Scott, this is awesome. So reach out. Anybody who can reach out. I can't promise what we can compensate you with, at least honor and reputation. But we might be able to also compensate as well. So, have that in mind. But no, I can't guarantee anything, and we don't have a plan set up for that. I have no idea how we would do various things. And, Money is tight, of course. We're paying the lawyers, and a lot is coming out of our own pockets for the team. So keep that in mind as well. But there are huge opportunities coming up. And I'm talking huge opportunities with all the stuff that's being laid out in the various projects with Den, with DRAKARIA, with our partners, and there's and with Dragonchain itself. That we're looking at everything. Everything's on the table for what we might do to win this case, number one, and to progress after the case. And that is, win or lose, we're going to keep operating and have a plan forward. And there are some really exciting plans that we're considering, and some pretty varied options. We might do all the above, but we might choose to do one thing and not the other. And a lot of it depends upon the outcome and resources. So anyway, awesome stuff happening. So make sure, if you can, reach out, and we'll keep doing this. So, you might not be able to reach out this week. It's still going to be open. And I can't tell you when for one of the first things, we'll be turning on Telegram, right? The Telegram chat. So that'll happen soon, but we still need to go through and update the community guidelines and make it very clear. Here are the rules. Make sure you pay attention to them. We'll probably post that before we even open it up. And, we'll want to grow that channel as well. So people will be there, and people will be on Den on the Dragonchain layer, watching for updates and, trying to help us win the case. It'll do all of us a lot of good if Dragonchain can win this case. So that's everything, I think. So now we will go to close out, and basically, so thanks for joining this week. If you can, go to Dragonchain.Store and get a Den shirt. I brought this up because I do believe that the purple shirts might be, you might consider buying a purple shirt, because I'm not certain, but I do believe that the Emperor might make it impossible for anyone to purchase a purple shirt after a certain point in time. So I have one. In fact, I have one on right now. Let's see right there. See. So, and I saw that, and I'm like, you know what? I'll bet you I Am For I Am will proclaim that no one else can purchase a purple shirt anymore. But either way, also, if you can, go to legalfund.dragonchain.com. We need your help paying the attorneys, and we're working out different ways of compensation and things like that. But right now it's all coming out of my pocket. So we're if you can give it crypto or give fiat, and we would appreciate it. And I think that's everything. But make sure you watch us again next week. Also watch World Blockchain Roundtable today in about 29 minutes at 1100 Eastern, 1500 UTC. Also follow Dragonchain's Real Denizens, DRAKARIA World, and Jojo Row on X, and of course on Den.Social. And that is everything. So let me close out and say thanks, and see you next week.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal looks fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.